You are listening to GameBreak, brought to you by HNE.
This review was written by Nathaniel Stormblade on Wednesday, March 25th, 2009 for the games WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2009 and WWE Legends of Wrestlemania for various game consoles. It is not very often we review games in bundles. These games were released so close to each other and with a common connection that it seemed worth the endeavor. This review will cover both games and make known the notable similarities and differences. WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 09, or SVR, was released first for every console, handheld, and PC still in production. On the other hand, WWE Legends of Wrestlemania, or LOW, was released to only the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. For those who may wish to possess both games, players can import the rosters of fighters and custom characters from SVR to LOW. These games are the opposite sides of the same coin. In SVR, players can access and unlock the current roster of SmackDown, Raw, and ECW wrestlers. In LOW, players can access and unlock many of the biggest names in modern wrestling history. The unusual part is that the controls and feel of the games are quite different. To explain, in SVR, the face, shoulder, and control sticks are utilized to their fullest. This makes it essentially a no-brainer on what button does what. In LOW, only the face buttons perform any actions. Each button has various button combinations assigned to them that perform actions that previously in SVR had its own assigned button. It is a confusing transition from one control type to another. To top it off, there is no way to adjust the controls in LOW, but players can slightly adjust the controls in SVR. The obvious assumption is that LOW aims for the more classic control approach, a time before active use of shoulder buttons. The games share common features such as character creation, exhibition, and online game modes. In the Creator Wrestler mode, players start from the ground up, creating and customizing a character, its moves, and how it enters the ring. In the Exhibition mode, players can play locally various types of matches with friends or against the computer. In the Online mode, players can compete for ranking or for fun against strangers and friends in various ways. The games have very different character and story modes. In SVR's career mode, a custom character can be leveled up by winning various matches, leading to each of the championship titles. In LOW's career mode, a custom character can be leveled up by defeating a gauntlet of 10 superstars. In SVR's story mode, each character goes through a season of events, taking out rivals on the way to Wrestlemania. In LOW's story mode, players can relive, rewrite, or redefine the biggest events in WrestleMania history. Graphically speaking, the games are pretty close to the same. LOW does look better than SVR when the camera pans out. On the audio side, the sound effects are the same. In SVR, depending on the arena, different announcers will be giving the play-by-play of each match. In LOW, the announcers are always Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. On the plus side, from the menus, players can listen to and change the music tracks for each of the stars in the game. The replayability in this type of game always comes down to 2 points. The first is based on how many friends a player has who also likes the same type of game. The second is internet connection. Playing the story and career modes over and over will eventually become boring. That makes friends and an internet a marvelous thing. If you love wrestling games with many of the greatest wrestlers of all time, rent SVR and buy LOW just to import the SVR save file. Otherwise, buy one of the games now and wait for the price of the other to drop before picking it up. Each game stands on its own as a good addition to the WWE video franchise and should keep players busy for quite a while. Only LOW offers achievements and trophies, however.
To read more in relation to what was covered in this segment, previews, reviews and other game-related articles, log on to www.haslage.net.